Welcome to the Undrafted Armchair Quarterbacks. We're Jim and Joe, lifelong friends, lifelong fans, bringing you fan-driven sports talk the way real fans do. No overpaid experts, no scripted analysis, just honest takes on the games, players, and the big stories shaping sports right now.
That's right, Joe. And folks, we want you to be a part of it too. Thanks for always joining us. We love your comments. Keep bringing them, your questions, your takes. We read them, bring them into future shows. Please hit like, subscribe, and join us every week for free on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Hey, happy Thursday. Lots going on. A
Yeah,
lot
man.
is going on. Are you talking about the world of sports or just me personally? I will
Everything.
say, to everyone out there with ears that might be listening to this, yes, the pollen, the thousands of tons of pollen here in the North Georgia area, it's still going on for weeks, finally has got to me. So I'm going to be talking a little lower because if I go a little bit, if I get a little excited, I'm going to sound like, I'm in eighth grade or sitting next to Rosemary Mazanek. If you're out there, hello. So bear with me. I'm going to do my best to get through it. So thank you for your patience there.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
We've got a little bit of, I can't wait to say the two words together. We're starting off with playoff hockey.
Whoa, playoff hockey. Is there arguably a better season than playoff hockey? I don't know.
I don't know either. Two other words, another level.
Yes. Things seem to ramp up during the playoffs in all sports, but in hockey, it's a different level. Absolutely.
And one of our loyal viewers, subscribers, my cousin Fred, said this today. One hot netminder can win it all. Love that. Not
Absolutely.
goalie, a
No,
netminder.
that's right.
And he
They don't call them
also,
goalies. They don't call them goalies in real hockey circles.
that's right. That's right. And he also made one other point. Injuries can be key. So here we go. And the only other
Right.
thing I have today, and I'm not trying to jinx Fred's beloved Colorado Avalanche, but the Colorado Avalanche have won the President's Trophy. They had 100 and how many points? I had it written down right here, 119 points this year. But since they've been measuring the President's Trophy over the last 38 years, only 8 teams have gone on to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, crazy.
So for Fred, good luck, Avalanche. And it's great to be in that position. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm not going to call it a curse, but it's a less than 25% chance if you win that trophy. So it's legit. It's real. I don't think you're going to jinx them. I think they are they have been the best team this season. So maybe they'll be number 9 in the last 39 years. So I think they have a good chance of doing that. I'm keeping an eye on the Buffalo Sabres.
yes.
If you're not aware, the Buffalo, not you, if anyone's not aware, including myself, they hold the record for the longest postseason drought in NHL history, 14 seasons. So they finally made it. Dead last in the Eastern Conference, went in, just had a team dinner apparently, and then had a 10-game winning streak, which got them into the playoffs. So they were out again until really a miraculous finish to the season. But, one of the stories in the entire NHL to me is arguably one of the top forwards in the NHL, Tage Thompson. He's, an all-star, one of the best forwards. He will be skating in the playoffs for the very first time because he decided to stick it out with Buffalo this entire career. Probably could have left anytime he wanted. He said, "No, I want to be part of, part of the team when they make it." So good for him, and I think that's going to be great. We got a 2021 Stanley Cup rematch for Tampa Bay and Montreal. That's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be NHL hockey, like you say, man. There's nothing like it. Playoff hockey is the best.
Gotta love it. And there's a couple of regular season games left tonight. The Ducks are playing. I think they're playing the Predators, and the Kings are playing a different team. Those two teams are really just settling the Pacific or the Pacific third place or the wild card. But as far as all the other playoff matchups, the Canadians and the Lightning, Spotify Joe went to the Rangers game last night to celebrate the end of tax season. So he didn't care that they lost last night. He was just glad he's a
Yeah,
CPA. He said, I'm
that's
just
right.
glad the season's over. It was worth it. But watch out for the Lightning. But that's a tough matchup against the Canadians. And I love the fact that the Philadelphia Flyers are back in,
Yep, love it.
the
Um,
Broad Street Bullies.
Battle of Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh and Philly playing each other. Love it.
Yep. Yep. And of course, the Bruins are going to have to take on the Sabres. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that. And the Carolina Hurricanes, don't count them out either. They host the Ottawa Senators. So lots of great matchups. And we're going to be rolling and covering it as best we can.
Yeah, listen, the Vegas Knights are 6-0 after replacing their coach
Yeah.
just a few weeks ago. So one of those coaching replacements that I don't know will it carry them very far in the playoffs. There something about hockey too. When games are 3-2, 4-2, 3-1, it's just not like there's such a heavy favorite. 1 versus 8, those kind of things. I mean, you can throw them out the window, man. The Panthers proved it, a couple years ago and all of that. So I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great.
Here's
Um,
one for the greatest visual, the Western Conference Finals. Let it be the first year Utah Mammoth taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Can you
wow,
see
that's
all
good.
the vision? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. If you're going to talk about the Utah Mammoth, I mean, are we talking about the elephant in the room? I mean, seriously. Um,
you're
well,
getting
listen,
woolly there, Joe.
hey, listen, there's other playoffs going on. We're going to keep talking about NHL as we get into the playoffs. But right
Yeah,
now, the NBA playoffs are, well, they're kind of in full swing. I mean, we got playing games, so I guess that's the playoffs. But we have a quick note on LIV Golf. There's some big news on LIV Golf right now. So before we keep going, I'm going to get Teddy in here. Um, because he's our resident golf and basketball expert. So let's get him to join, and then we'll get to it because the live golf situation is real, and I think it's not just a sidebar. I think it's important. Um, you know, PGA golf or golf in general is a major sport, not only here but around the world. And live is has been a. Oh, hey Teddy, how's it going?
there he is.
What's going on, guys? Hope everything's well. Hope all is well. Thanks for having me on. Excited to
Yeah,
talk about.
no, we're glad to have you,
Teddy,
man. We talked a little hockey, but we're moving into a couple things. We're going to talk in NBA playoffs is front and center on this show, but can't really get to that until we talk about something that's just popped up on everybody's radar that follows golf, and that's the live golf situation. So we wanted you to be here for the as our resident golf and basketball expert. I'm not sure what to talk, what to think about the live situation. What's your take?
Um, it's weird. I wish I did a little bit more research on this topic. To be honest, I don't know too much. I know it's pretty recent. Pretty recent event that happened too. But I think it's gonna end up, being the best move. I think all these guys on Live. I mean, they need to come back to the PGA Tour, and I think it's going to be better for the brand. People go to these tournaments to watch John Rahm or Bryson or Brooks is finally back on tour now, but a lot of people come to these tour tournaments to watch these guys play, and when they're not there, it drives down sales. It does a lot of negative things. So I think in the long run, I think it's going to be better for the PGA Tour, obviously, with all their players coming back. And in a matter of time, Live they only have so much money to keep this tour around, and they don't make enough money and they don't generate enough revenue to keep this tour going. And to be honest, I think it was just a matter of time, frankly.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was kind of hoping there would be some kind of merger worked out with the PGA Tour because I think everyone saw it coming. So Liv has spent 5 billion, that's with a B, billion on Live to date. I read that the UK Live, I guess it's sectioned and who gets the money, but UK Live has lost $500 million just by themselves. They haven't signed a new marquee player at least since John Rahm 3 years ago. I know the concern from the player's point of view is two things: communication. I read Dustin Johnson found all of this out on Twitter. The CEO, no message from him. A lot of these players that are guaranteed a lot of money, that money's in the future. So there's no guarantee, I guess, for them that they're going to get it. And by the way, everyone knows this is kind of, well, not kind of, the Saudis are who are propping everything up. Don't forget, they have the World Cup coming. I think don't quote me, it's either in 34 or 38. So that investment is supposed to easily trump what they're putting into LIV, and I think they need that money to really do it right. So I guess the news right now is it looks like LIV's in trouble. Nobody's saying anything about it from LIV's, perspective. Their CEO, Scott O'Neill's silent. So I don't know, what's going to happen. But as far as your take, Jim, LIV, it was a disruptor. Did it help the PGA Tour inadvertently? I mean, Roy just won $4 million. Last year, the winner got $2 million at the Masters. You can thank LIV for that, maybe.
Yes, and LIV's not in as much trouble as Sergio Garcia right now either. They've got the money. They got more money than they know what to do with.
Yeah, maybe it's lack of interest.
It also sucks too because all these players on the PGA Tour, I think we've maybe talked about this once or twice before, but I mean, Justin Thomas could have went over to LIV and made, who knows how much money, and then came back after a year. We're seeing Patrick Reed doing this. We're seeing, Brooks Koepka obviously doing this too. So it kind of sucks in a way when, you could have done that for a year, jump ship for a year and come back. But like I said again, I think it's going to be good for the game when all of the best of the best can be playing every weekend for all the PGA Tour tournaments. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it deserves an asterisk or anything like that, but when you win, I don't know, throw a tournament out there, a non-major, a Pebble Beach, for the last few years, is there an asterisk? Well, you were missing arguably 4, 5, 6 of the top 25, 30 players. I mean, it did make it a little easier to win. I think LIV helped the PGA Tour in a couple of ways. I think it increased the purse size big time. I think designating certain tournaments as, what's the word they use? Higher paying and exclusive, like those 7 or 8 they designate to have a bigger payout, have a bigger field. I think it's helped them in a way. But you're right. Wow, what's going to happen if they dissolve and these players want to come back? Is the PGA going to make them pay a fine for making the $100 million outside of the PGA? How pissed off will people like Justin Thomas or Roy's been their spokesman? He's been the PGA spokesman for all this, and you know where he stands. So I don't know. It's crazy, man. But we'll keep an eye on that and
for sure
see what happens. But all right, well let's get to the topic of the day. The NBA. Sorry that rhymed. The playoffs are starting because the playing games are starting. So let's go.
Yeah,
Daddy.
Well, first, I just wanted to say pretty much every playing game was an absolute banger the last couple of nights. Stayed up and watched most of those, but I'm glad that the Hawks finally don't have to play a playing game or anything, and they're finally actually in the playoffs the normal way. But I'm really looking forward to these playoffs. I think the Western Conference games are going to be, or the series are going to be a lot better, and I'm a little bit more excited to watch those games compared to the East. But I think it's going to be a really good playoffs. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I think so. The playing games have delivered, man. And what the heck happened to Golden State last night? I mean, it literally looked like 10 years ago. You got Curry and Green together 14 years, and then Curry and Horford lead the comeback down. What were they down 13 with less than 10 minutes? That 3-pointer that Curry hit towards the end there, man. Just that's old school Curry. So, they kind of squeaked in a little bit. Obviously, it's a playing game, but I wouldn't want to play them right now. Yep. I mean, that was kind of fun to watch. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Maybe, Jim, what do you think? You want to let's go down the list of the matchups and see what we all think.
One that's got my attention the most, and I hope I have this right, is the Lakers and the Nuggets. Correct?
It's Lakers Rockets in the first round.
The Lakers and the Rockets. My goodness.
Yep. That's going to be a good matchup, a 4-5. I kind of always feel like LA, coasts in a little bit because, well, let's face it, they're a little bit long in the tooth. And so I don't think they really just pushed the pedal all the way down towards the end of the year. But they got some injuries too, Teddy, don't they? They got some key players that are out for a while.
I'm the biggest LeBron fan of all time. I love LeBron so much. Obviously, I like the Lakers just because he's on the team. I feel like LeBron kind of gets, a bad rap a lot of times with injuries. I feel like he's had to go into these playoffs and, they're demanding a 41-year-old to kind of carry a team when, I mean, that shouldn't really be, his job. Obviously, he is LeBron James. So, I mean, I think he can still do it. But, yeah, Austin Reeves is out indefinitely. I don't know when he'll be back. But, I mean, this Lakers team is good. I don't know if they're great to kind of have a LeBron team like that carry them past a good Rockets team. The Rockets are really good. But I did see a thing. Luka is on the roster now as of this morning. Last time I checked, so maybe he'll have a surprise appearance sometime in this first series. I don't think he will. But obviously that would be huge for the Lakers. But I think there is a world where they could sneak out a win here. The Rockets are kind of fraudulent, but yeah, there are some big injuries, but it's going to be a really good series.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if Luca, without Luca and Reeves, you're looking at 57 points a game that you're missing. So one of them need to play, and
Exactly.
it's good to hear Luca might be on. And by the way, who's not looking forward to LeBron, Kevin Durant matchup? They've only met in the finals, I think, one time. This is the first time they'll meet in a non-finals series. Um, I think I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good series. If I had to pick a team based off what I know now, I would probably pick the Rockets to win, but I think it's gonna be a 6 or 7 game series. I think it's gonna go, down to the wire. But if
Yep.
Luca plays, if Luca's there, I'm
Yep.
picking the Lakers. But based off now, the Rockets.
Wow. The other the
What?
other series that I meant to say earlier and I got it wrong because we're not experts
No, we're not experts.
and I apologize for that, is the T Wolves against the Nuggets. Will the Ant Man be able to deliver this time?
Yeah. In my opinion, this is probably, or I think it's the best series out of the Western Conference for the first round. I feel like the Nuggets and the Timberwolves always end up playing each other somewhere in the playoffs, and I feel like they're always kind of a mid seed because I feel like the Timberwolves and the Nuggets, they're not really like a 1 or 2 seed, but they're not like a 7 or an 8 seed. They kind of fall into that 3 to 6 seed category most of the years. But also, I mean, the Nuggets are a 3 seed, and Jokic was out for I think 6 to 8 weeks with whatever injury he had. I forgot what it was, but I think the Nuggets could make it to the finals. I think the Nuggets are really good. I think they have the best player in the NBA with Nikola Jokic. I think he always gives Gobert a horrible time too. But I think the Nuggets win this series in 5 or 6 games.
Well, I think the Nuggets are looking back to 2001 and looking at the Los Angeles Lakers because that Shaq Kobe team, top three offense, but the 21st ranked defense. The Nuggets come into the playoffs with the worst defense of any playoff team, but they come into the playoffs on a 12-game winning streak. So the question is, do they need a great defense? Maybe not. I like the Nuggets not just in this series. I like them kind of long term. You know, if Jokic plays Jokic basketball, I like them. And like I said, I don't think that bad defense is going to bother them whatsoever. They'll just outscore you.
I'm going to take the T Wolves.
All
So
right.
far, because I'm writing this down, in that first series, you're taking the Rockets over the Lakers, correct?
Right now, yeah. If Luke is there, though, I'm picking the Lakers, but we'll see. I don't think he's going to.
Oh, okay.
I'm picking the Rockets. I think home court advantage, believe it or not, is going to make the difference in one of those games.
And I'm going to stay consistent and go with the Lakers.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Are the Rockets home court in that one? What are they,
Yeah,
4 or 5
no,
seed?
Lakers are a 4 seed, Rockets are a
Uh,
1 seed, so Lakers would have an edge.
well, all right. Well, then that's going to really ruin my argument, I guess. So I might take the Lakers now because I think home court in that series makes a difference. So
I have enough ink to scratch out Nuggets and
yeah,
put
scratch out,
Lakers.
scratch out. That's how close that series is going to be. Even I have a hard time deciding.
It's gonna be a great
Okay.
series. I'm really looking forward to
Yeah,
those 2 games.
yeah,
I
I
feel like
agree.
every single series in the Western Conference, all these
I
series
mean,
will be good.
yeah, it's hard to argue. They look pretty good. Let's move on. Spurs, Trailblazers. Wow.
I mean, I'm taking the Spurs here. I don't really. I'll keep it short and sweet. It's gonna be the
Yep.
Spurs in 4, Spurs in
Great.
5 max.
I'm going with the Spurs too. Wemby. Go,
Well, I'll
Wemby,
tell you
go.
what, they're a 62-win team. It's Wemby's third year, and I mean, a lot of people don't think that he is even like scratching the surface of what he can really do as far as taking over a game. But I'm just thinking, yeah, not solely because of him, but I think Portland's scrappy. I think Wemby hits playoff debut, by the way. So this is his first playoff run. So let's see what happens. But I like the Spurs.
Also, kudos to Denny Ajiva on the Blazers. Super underrated player. He is a beast, but he'll be back. He'll be back next year. But yeah, San Antonio is gonna sweep him, in my opinion. I think.
Yep. And speaking of sweeps, are we getting a sweep in the Pistons against either the Magic or the Hornets? Do we even care? I mean, the Charlotte Hornets, since New Year's, the Charlotte Hornets have been the second best team in the league. So I'm not saying this is an automatic check here, but, you know.
Yeah, if we're going to talk about the Thunder Clippers or whoever the Thunder end up playing to, Thunder are going to sweep them as well. But yeah, I don't know. I think whoever the Pistons end up playing, I think they can maybe sneak off a game or two. A team like Detroit, I feel like a lot of teams like this, a team that comes to mind to me when I think of this Pistons team is kind of like a 2016 Hawks team where they have 3 or 4 All-Stars. Like they're really good in the regular season and they come in and play somebody, that's pretty decent. Like when the Hawks ran into LeBron, in 2016, they got swept. I think this is going to happen to a team like Detroit. They're really good in the regular season. They've got really good players, obviously. I think whoever they end up playing is going to steal a game or two off them, but they're going to run into somebody, maybe even the Cavs, maybe even the Celtics, a team like that, and they're going to lose, in 5 or 6 games. Obviously, I'm going to take the Pistons to advance this first round, though.
Yeah. Well, Jim, what you got?
Which series again?
The Charlotte Hornets and Detroit.
Oh, I'm gonna go with the Pistons.
Yep. I mean, they're the number 1 seed, by the way, and that's the full body of work. They were the third best team since, January 1st. Charlotte was the best team. I don't really know why Charlotte went from 12 games under 500 to being the best team, scoring 120 points per 100 possessions. I don't know what changed for them. Was there
Month of January
philosophy change? What was it?
Yeah. No, I was making a joke. I said they had like the best month of January like in NBA history. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. I
New year.
mean,
The new
can
year.
they sustain it? Yeah, New Year. Maybe that was it. They just needed, some champagne. Apparently, that's all it took.
Yeah, seriously.
But I'm going with the Pistons just because if it was a 3-game series, maybe. But I think over a long series, the Pistons can win this one as well. Yep. All right. Well, what about Cavs Raptors?
Cavs Raptors. I mean, I'm gonna pick the Cavs to win this series. The Raptors are kind of like a Pistons team in a way. Like they had a pretty good regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, they don't really have those guys to kind of push them over the hump. And I feel like you need experience. You need some leaders on a team like that. And the Raptors don't really have anybody. I'm gonna take the Cavs here.
I'll join you, Teddy. I'm gonna jump on the Beard bandwagon. James Harden and company. Cavs. That's who I got.
Cavs are good, man. Cavs are good. Good team.
Yeah, I like them as well. And by the way, I just kind of was looking at my notes real quick. I did want to mention something about the Detroit. Um, I just was reading this earlier that Cade Cunningham, he had a collapsed lung. He's been out since like March 19th, I think. Hasn't played. He averages 24 and 9 points and assists. By the way, he'd be only 8 players in history have had those numbers. With him back, I think Detroit, that's just one more reason they're going to win that easily. And and I like Cleveland in the other series. I think Cleveland, I think they're going to take care of business.
Got it written down.
Knicks Hawks, what do you think?
Yeah, this might be up there with Lakers Rockets, Nuggets Timberwolves. This is going to be the best series in the Eastern Conference for me. I feel like Knicks Hawks is always a banger. I don't really know which direction to go to because one of my roommates is a diehard Hawks fan, so he watches every game. So I tune into a lot of the games. So I know a lot about Atlanta. I know a lot about New York. I think it's going to go down to the wire. I think it's going to be a Game 7 series. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hawks to beat the Knicks just because, I'm from the A. I like the Hawks. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he's the MIP. He looks really good. I'm going to take the Hawks to beat the Knicks here in a 7-game series.
Think I'm going to take the Hawks too because Stephen A. from the E Network was just about ready to say if the Knicks lose to the Hawks, the head coach may be out of there. And I totally disagree with that. He's done a great job in his first year in New York. So there you go. I agree.
Taking the Hawks. Taking the Birds.
I'm going to take the Hawks.
It's a 6-3 matchup. I like Atlanta too, and I'll tell you why. Because I think the Knicks, I don't know, what their identity is, but they are actually trying to grind down games. Maybe it's their offense. They rank 25th in, what the NBA calls pace. It's because I don't think they feel like they can keep up with teams. Meanwhile, Atlanta's outscored people 9.7 points after the All-Star break, per 100 possessions. I mean, that you've got a really hot Atlanta team putting the ball in the basket against a Knicks team that wants to slow it down and kind of make it ugly. I think that plays right into Atlanta's hands. So
too much pressure on the Knicks, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see how Atlanta can handle MSG, but I think they will as well. New York's, 5.5 favorites. So, all right. Well, I really like this series, even though the seeding doesn't look as good as it probably could, but you've got number 2 Celtics against number 7 76ers.
Yeah, this is going to be a good series as well. Paul George is looking really good. He's kind of coming back to his normal form or early form, I guess you could say. But I think the Celtics team with Tatum back, I'm going to take the Celtics here to win. But I think the Sixers steal a game or two off them.
Yeah. I mean, what are their chances? What are the 76ers chances without Embiid? They're not good. I don't see how even the 76ers, I mean, if they can win a couple of games, I think that's pretty good for, where they're at right now.
I like it.
I'm going to agree with you,
Jim?
Teddy. Yeah, I'm going to take the Celtics in that one. Too bad for Joel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just, he's at that point in his career, he's always been kind of banged up here, banged up there, but I was kind of disappointed because I thought with him they might have a little bit of a chance, but I don't see it happening.
I agree.
Tatum, by the way, does he look, does the Achilles look totally healed? His first playoff, obviously, since that injury. So I guess he's been looking pretty good.
Yeah, based off what I've seen, I don't really follow too much Boston Celtic basketball, but based off what I see, based off the box scores that I check, I think he's pretty much back in full swing. But I mean, yeah, I think with a Tatum Brown combo, I'll take that in the playoffs against most teams in the NBA nowadays. But once again, I like the Celtics to win about 5 or 6 games probably.
Yeah, I think that the Celtics they're going to do what they do. They're going to sell. They're the number 2 seed. They've earned it over the course of the year. And I think you're right, Teddy. I think we might have skipped over the Thunder against either the Suns or the Warriors. I mentioned I wouldn't want to play the Warriors right now, but even if they did, I just don't see how anybody's going to beat the Thunder, at least not early in the early rounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Shall I write that down? Whoever the Thunder play is not going to win.
Wasting ink, Jim. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's a Thunder sweep.
I think it's a Thunder sweep, whoever they end up playing.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't it be, I guess? So I think it's going to be really hard. I mean, by the way, are we talking about a three-peat? I mean, we can save that conversation for a week or two, but I mean, I don't know. It seems like they can pick it up whenever they want, really.
Three-peat's getting thrown around quite a bit, isn't it? Pat Riley's going to get rich. We're going to have a three-peat for the Dodgers. Rory's going to three-peat, and the Thunder are going to three-peat. When does it end? When does it stop?
Well, we don't know when it stops. I mean, who's done it yet? I mean, we're just talking about it, but who has done it? So, not a lot of people. We'll have to
Oh,
see. I mean, I know there's one team in one sport who has a nice three-peat. So that was good right
the
there.
Oakland A's.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's my actual pin for my bank account. 72. What am I saying? Okay. Um, yes. Well, I'll tell you what. We, I, we being, the collective we, all of our, great subscribers, great commenters, great likers, and of course everybody out there. Thanks for listening. But we are looking forward to, hey, two great sports having their playoffs. Playoff basketball just ain't the same as the regular season, and we all know playoff hockey may be the best sports season there is in sports. So we're looking forward to it. And Teddy, we're looking forward to having you back. Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah. Teddy Toth just on Instagram, TikTok. I want to predict the finals for each conference right now, just to write them down.
Oh, bonus.
It's
Bonus
going to
point.
be in the Western Conference. It's going to be Thunder Nuggets. Eastern Conference is going to be Celtics Cavs. Write that down. You heard it here first.
Wow. Celtics, Cavs.
Celtics Cavs, Nuggets Thunder. You heard it here
Okay.
first.
No Detroit. Got it. All right.
Detroit will not make it past Cleveland, baby.
Write that down. I'm going to save mine for next week. Let me get it going. Let me get my NBA playoff, mind wrapped around it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you guys think on it. I've had it up here for a couple of days. I wanted to get it out. Had it up there.
What are you talking about? You wrote that down like last November. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it comes true. But we'll all be watching, and it'll be a great journey to get to that point. So, but for right now, that's it for this episode of the Undrafted Armchair Quarterbacks with Jim and Joe and Teddy. Thanks for checking us out and hanging with us for some real fan-driven sports talk.
Don't forget, folks, your comments are a part of the show. Please drop them below. We'll read them all. We'll bring them into future shows. Hit like, subscribe, tell your friends about us so they can join too. Join us every week for free on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok for our short videos. Teddy, thank you, man. Love having you on. Joe,
again,
thank you, man. Love having you on too.
Love you guys. All right, man.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon. See you next week. Take care, man.
Playoff.